Hello everyone, today I am playing Blue-White Helm of the Host combo. So, this deck is pretty weird. It has two primary game plans. The first one, and the most reliable one, is just to play good blue-white cards. Honestly, just curving a Danto Vanguard into History of Benalia into another history or something is going to be enough to win a lot of games, and so that's one of the reasons I like this deck. Because your fallback game plan, if the combo doesn't come together, is really good. The other game plan involves Time Stream Navigator. This is an odd card. If you have the City's Blessing, you can pay 4 and tap it, and take an extra turn. It puts itself on the bottom of its owner's library, unless, of course, that is not a real Time Stream Navigator, and instead is a token created by Helm of the Host. So, if we get this on a Time Stream Navigator, and as long as we have the City's Blessing, which you need 9 mana to do this in one turn, so I'm going to assume that we do. You can actually take infinite turns, because you keep making tokens and then activating the ability of the tokens, and just take every turn for the rest of the game. So that sounds fun. Notably, Helm of the Host is a weird card. It's not like a Kiki-Jiki activation. The token sticks around, which is fun enough in itself, but it also specifically makes the token not legendary, so you can make a bunch of Lyra Dawnbringers that all buff each other, or a bunch of Shalais that give each other hexproof, or all sorts of silly stuff like that. And so, this card is ridiculously expensive in terms of mana, but once it gets going, it's really powerful. Finally, the only other weird card we're playing really is the Immortal Sun. There are no main deck Planeswalkers, so it doesn't hose us while hosing like an opposing Teferi very hard. And also, just, it gives you every ability you could ever want, and makes you extremely powerful. Draw 2 cards a turn, you can cast those cards because all your spells are cheaper, and your creatures are just bigger than theirs. Seems awesome. Moving on to the sideboard, it's basically what you'd expect in a blue-white sideboard. We have anti-red cards like Shieldmare, anti-control cards like Disdainful Stroke and Negate and Sorcerous Spyglass. Teferi just for any matchup where we're likely to grind with the opponent, like black-green or something like that. And also against black-green, we have my old friend Tocatli Honor Guard. This card, not as potent as it used to be, because they play like a lot of Carnage Tyrants and stuff, but still going to make it pretty easy if you can stick this on turn 2 and just leave it there. I think the rest of the deck would best be illustrated by getting into the game, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, first match. Oh no, I'm bronze. Oh boy. When playing things like Esper Value Vampires, any rating I build up from playing good decks goes down the toilet real fast. I know the ranking system is broken right now, but it kind of works for where I'm at, in that if I lose a lot, I go down, and if I win a lot, I get to the upper part of Silver 4. This hand's okay. Removal spell, card selection / card advantage. If we draw any one land, good plays on 3. This deck is a little clunky. Sometimes you just get run over. Basic Island. Resplendent Angel is not where you want to be against Basic Island most of the time. Yeah, I suspect our History of Benalia might be about to leave. Hopefully Treasure Map can draw us out of this. No, they take the Treasure Map. That's also a fine choice. Taking our big card advantage card. Oh god, I don't know if we can beat a Disinformation campaign next turn. Thief of Sanity, that's almost worse. Because they wouldn't play that unless they... I'm gonna pass here, because I really don't want this to hit us. But, like, they must have another Thought Erasure for the Seal Away, so they're gonna make me look really dumb. Or else they have a counterspell, one or the other. This is why this card... Wow, really? They knew about the Seal Away, though. This plays really weird. Maybe they have another one? Yeah, okay. That makes a little more sense. Oh, alright. Maybe the top of our deck won't be very good. Maybe all the lands we wanted to draw will be the 3 on top, and hitting us won't do anything. You never know. And they're starting to run out of cards. The problem is the Thief of Sanity is going to draw them into ones. Resplendent Angels 2 and 3 were not what we were hoping for. This deck has 25 lands in it, so I think keeping a 2-lander is pretty safe. Oh no, our good cards. Ugh. Glacial Fortress, why have you betrayed me? Alto Vanguard, probably going to get Moment of Craving here, if I had to guess. That's worse. Sad. I still don't think I scry on my upkeep, because we still can't play anything, even if we do find a land. I would rather leave the option open to hit land 3 and desperately try to block Thief of Sanity or something. I think this game's pretty over, though. I think main deck Thief of Sanity is actually quite bad out of these blue-black decks, assuming that they're not doing anything completely different. I've tried to make this card work in the main deck a lot, but one of the advantages of blue-black is that you blank the opponent's removal, and as soon as you put a card like this in, suddenly instead of Seal Away being the worst card in our deck, it is excellent. It slows them way down. Well, majorly punished for how I chose to play this, but oh well. But yeah, like, for instance, if we were a blue-black deck and we had a bunch of Moment of Craving, this game's pretty over. I'm just gonna go ahead and concede this one. Yeah, if we had a bunch of Moment of Craving in our deck, against a normal blue-black deck where they played, like, Disinformation Campaign there, we would just kind of lose. Like, the Moment of Craving wouldn't do anything, and yeah, we would just be kind of dead in the water. Instead, we had a good answer for what they were doing. So what do I board out? Probably Settle the Wreckage. We need to leave in some removal, but we've got Sealaways, Bindings, and Teferi for that. Plus, we're pretty good at just blocking. Honestly, I think we are well set up in this matchup. We just need to hit our land drops. Yeah, I think this is fine. To address the Nambo of Teferi and the Immortal Sun, either one of those cards sticking on the table for a while is going to win us the game pretty easily. So we're unlikely to lose, even if we draw a copy of the other one. So, if we have a Teferi going, and then we draw the Immortal Sun... Okay, this hand, again, needs lands, but at least we've got the Adanto on the play on too. Yeah, if we've got Teferi going and we draw the Immortal Sun and don't want to play it, that's fine. We're drawing a bunch of cards with Teferi, we have other stuff to do, and we're very likely to win. Alternatively, if we stick the Immortal Sun and draw Teferi and can't play it, we're still probably going to win, because the Immortal Sun is really, really good. Basically, they're both so powerful individually that you can afford either one of them to be a dead card when you have the other. It's sort of like playing a bunch of copies of Lyra Dawnbringer, honestly. Like, yeah. Maybe I'm supposed to board those out, because it's our only card that's really bad against fungal infection, but I can't imagine they're playing too many of those. We just need to draw lands 2 more turns, and then we'll probably be in good shape. I'm not gonna block. I don't want to lose this to a Moment of Craving. Discovery, sure. They might be a little more of an aggressive deck, like a blue-black Surveil, like if they have Blood Operatives and stuff. They didn't bin anything, okay. They really liked their top card. Alright. We have not been Thought Erasured, and so I'm just gonna hold up Wrath Capuchin. This card's really funny. Early, when it was first released, and basically at the start of every format, I try to make this card plus Urza's Ruinous Blast work, because Urza's Ruinous Blast at instant speed is hilarious. Okay, they've got a Disdainful Stroke. Miss on a land, but hit a very good card, so. Got another stroke? Alright. I don't know if we'll stick this on the Angel if we draw land. Probably not, unless they tap out. If they tap out for a Doom Whisper or something, maybe we just stick this here and start pumping out Angels. The Eldest Reborn. Well, that's even meaner. Alright. They have one turn to answer Shalai, otherwise they are about to have a very bad time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they put this into play, that's 8. Unlikely to get 2 more permanents in that time, I think. Just trying to figure out what's least bad for us if they get to reanimate it with the Eldest Reborn. I really don't want to give them a Lyra. Well, now we don't have a choice. Okay. They appear to just be playing every card advantage card under the sun, so... Well, let's try for this. Only a single black up. They don't have that many cards that could win it here. Like, Cast Down doesn't work. And now all my stuff is hexproof, so... Like, they get to reanimate a Lyra, so it'll take us a long time to grind through, but we're making a Shalai every turn, and they'll all be 4 or 5 lifelinks with Lyra on the table. And black doesn't have good sweepers for this. Like, Ritual of Soot doesn't do anything. Yeah, the... Oh, the token Shalai is kind of funny. I love how it still has, like, its big fancy legendary creature name. It just isn't a legendary creature. Okay. Make our Shalai, and then I still don't have good attacks here because their Lyra has First Strike, but what I can do is now I have like tripled down on hexproof, so there's basically no way for them to kill the Lyra. So next turn I can, what I can do is stick Helm of the Host onto Lyra, and then I'll make the copies, and all my Angels will be 5/6 or 6/6s with lifelink. So that seems pretty good. Do I want Disdainful Stroke? Like, kinda, because it gets rid of the Eldest Reborn. Maybe I'd rather have Negate, but I don't think any of these answers line up well enough against what they're doing for me to really like them. I think I just kinda go with this, play my own cards, hope they're good enough. In the second game they were, and in the first game I think they would have been if we'd gotten to play everything, but... So, chalk 1 up for Helm of the Host. That card was very funny and very good that game. Ugh. Has 3 lands, the colors don't quite work, but Field of Ruin can turn into a white source for Resplendent Angel, so I think I will keep it. Timestream Navigator looking a little suspect for the moment. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to board out. Maybe the combo isn't good enough. Huh. Well, that's actually a really good draw, because we can play that next turn, then activate Field of Ruin, and we'll get the untapped plains to use Treasure Map. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this. This is the scary turn. They could have all sorts of bad stuff. That's kind of bad for us. Maybe not as bad as Disinformation Campaign? I'm not entirely sure. Well, now that we drew another white source, I'm just going to play this tapped and activate Treasure Map. I wanted to activate the Field of Ruin for a second white, but we have the second white naturally now, and I want to save the Field of Ruin for an Azcanta the Sunken Ruin, because that card, if it gets to keep going, is bad news. Okay, opponent down to 4 cards in hand. This is a tough choice, because I think I do want an answer for a potential Thief of Sanity, since the rest of our hand is proactive. But if they don't play a card, I'm gonna look really stupid. Let's go ahead. I'm just gonna run out one of our white cards here. It conveniently leaves up mana for us to still play our Treasure Map. The only counter we've seen is Disdainful Stroke, so maybe we can stick this. Yeah! Sweet. Okay, they just had nothing. Wow, I was expecting, like, at least a Chemister's Insight. That said, we saw, like I said, they had, like, all of the weird card advantage cards in the world, so... Oh, that plays up really well against history. Oh, that's sad. Oh, getting our treasure map instead. Oh, that's even meaner. Well, get our scry, I guess. I hadn't realized that they could do that. Not gonna take this. I don't think that's quite the Exus we're playing on right now. Well, I'm kind of unhappy. That's really mean. We don't have triple white, so we cannot Resplendent Angel plus Seal Away, so I think I'm just going to pass and activate Wrath. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. So even if we have the Time Scream Navigator, we can't necessarily activate it next turn, and it's not clear how good it would be even if we could. Stealing our treasure map is very mean here. I always forget this can take artifacts. That's really good against us. We have a lot of good artifacts. Yeah, this is smart. Just do this as quickly as possible and make sure I never get it back. Well, go ahead and get our guy out. Probably gonna take our Immortal Sun, if I had to guess. That's our best card by a lot. If we stick this next turn, the game's probably over. Man, and Treasure Map would be flipping this turn 2 to guarantee land 6 for the Immortal Sun? That's just cruel. Sometimes we're lucky. So I'm gonna go ahead and smash their face in. Their blocks are terrible. Even with a fungal infection, they're not good. So, I think I do... If this is tough, because if I play both of these, I have the City's Blessing, so I'm ready to activate Time Stream next turn. That's walking really hard into like a Ritual of Soot, though. If they play Ritual of Soot, I'd kind of just win with Wrath, though, so maybe that's fine. I should have played this first. If they had their fungal infection here, they could have killed this with the Resplendent Angel in the stack and denied us the City's Blessing. Whereas this way we have that. If we'd done it the other way, we're guaranteed to have this in the bank for a later Time Stream Navigator. Okay. I'm glad I played the way I did, if this is what they have. Now this turn we can either stick the Immortal Sun or take an extra turn. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stick the big on... Oh, this was a mistake. I should have attacked first, because this is a historic card, so Wrath gives it flash. And so if I'd attacked with these and they like block the 2/3 on one of the 2/2s, I just get to eat it for free. Yeah, alright. The first game was a little disappointing, but the second two, our deck did what it was supposed to, and it was awesome. I'm looking forward to the next few matches. Alright, getting into it. Kill the skill, huh? Right, I will play first. Hey, our mana works. Hand's a little slow, but good card on 3, reactive card on 4, bomb on 5. If you want to mulligan hands like this, you probably shouldn't play this deck. Why do I have priority? Is there something I could be doing there? That was kind of weird. Wait, weenie? Uh-oh. Need to find some of our main deck Settle the Wreckage. Or we can just try to race, because we have a Danto Vanguard. History Benalia should play well here. We can just try to trade off if they play like... Oh, green-white. So not quite what I was expecting. Okay, extra tokeny. Okay, green-white tokens. This was popular a while ago. Huh. Do I block here? It'll deny this flipping, but it'll cost me a lot of life. That's fine. I think I can play around with my life a bit, since my endgame is Lyra Dawnbringer. Right. Fourth land is great. So the tokens deck has like pretty good inevitability. They can just like power out a bunch of tokens and play a Venerated Loxodon, and then they're all huge and blah blah blah. But Lyra Dawnbringer with a Helm of the Host is also good inevitability. So since I don't think... Oh, please don't play a Loxodon here. That would be so bad for me. Oh, God. Well, this draw was just insane. Like this on turn... They've got 12 points of power on turn 3? Like, jeez. I really wanted to get the Helm down so we could Lyra next turn and Helmet the following turn, but I think we need to Binding this Venerated Loxodon. We just need to get this out of here and make sure it doesn't happen again. Don't let them turn these into 3/3s. Oh boy. Now, instead of feeling kind of good, I think we need them to not have a removal spell. I am going to go ahead and block here, just trade off with these tokens, keep my life total as high as possible. If they have a pump here, whatever, I need to draw it out, otherwise I'll just die to the pump, so... Yeah, like if they've got like a Conclave Tribunal, I think I'll probably just lose the game, but... Not a whole lot I can do about that. I don't think I have other good options. Save me, Lyra! Alright, what do we got? I like the hexproof over their avatar. That's a good way to illustrate that the player has hexproof. There isn't, like, a good indicator for something like that on, like, Magic Online. Okay. So, we're going to put our cards on the table here. Interesting... Oh, this is a Guildgate. I was gonna say, it's weird that they played that tapped. Or, it's only their 5th land anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah. I'm just gonna play this and pass. Don't want to lose to, like, a pump. And then... Next turn, we can start making Lyras. And if that's good enough, cool. If it's not good enough, well, we had a good run. Not gonna attack here. Don't want to lose Lyra to a pump. There's the +1/+1. Unless you have the City's Blessing, then +2/+2. They don't have the City's Blessing. They need another land for that to work, but the 5 life isn't going to be what wins. The infinite supply of increasingly big first strike lifelink angels is what's going to win us the game. If they attack, I'm going to block really conservatively, like be putting Lyra on like 2/2s instead of on Shalai. Again, just don't want to lose to a pump spell. I will probably chump with Adanto Vanguard. I don't think Adanto is particularly relevant in how we want to win this game. Sorry, Adanto Vanguard, you're like my favorite card in Standard, but you just don't matter here. Alright, what do you got? If they have, like, a Conclave Tribunal or Nixalan's Binding, I think the game's over. If they don't, I think we are very likely to win. They've still got, like, a 1-turn window where they could, like, bind the Helm or something, but... Alright, for all the marbles. Is this good? I still don't think I'm going to attack here. My attacks aren't great. Like, even with a... If they have 2 of the pump spell, Lyra will die. Whereas on defense, we can, like, combo block Shalai, and then no amount of pumping is going to get out of 12 points of first strike lifelink damage. This is kind of funny, because their creatures are going to keep growing from Shalai as well. Mine are better, though. And especially, like, next turn, I might attack with one of these 7/7 Lyras, which will put our defense down a little bit, but I want to gain a whole bunch of life, because then Resplendent Angel will trigger, and we'll make a 3/3 that, or a 4/4 lifelink, or no, it'll be much bigger than that, because we've got a bunch of Lyras, that'll make another giant lifelink angel. Oh yes, sure. Yeah, this is a 6/6. And it's gonna make a 7/7. Yeah, okay, wow. You usually don't win from this spot against tokens, but Helm of the Host plus Lyra Dawnbringer had other things to say. Okay, that was funny. Let's see. What are our good cards here? Not a lot. Like, Seal Away is really bad, so I think we cut that. I kinda like Honor Guard, because it's a 1/3, so until they pump their tokens, it's a very good blocker, and it shuts down Loxodon. I could bring in, like, Disdainful Strokes for Loxodon or the March of the Masses. Is that better? Yeah, I'm gonna bring in some Strokes over Adanto Vanguard. I think Adanto Vanguard is actually quite bad here, so I'm gonna go up to the Tocatlis instead. Like, you don't want to be playing Adanto Vanguard against Saproling Migration. That is not a good place to be. That game was really funny. I was really worried, but the fact that the Lyras just keep getting bigger as there is more of them is hilarious to me. The +1/+1 to other angels is, like, it matters in the Boros Angels deck, and otherwise is just trinket text. It doesn't usually matter with, like, with just Lyras themselves. Opponent taking quite a while. I can understand where they're coming from. They probably are not entirely sure what happened, and particularly, I think the Adanto Vanguard is likely to be very misleading. I picked up this deck watching Jeff Hoagland play it, and he plays almost entirely viewer-submitted decks. And the original version didn't have Adanto Vanguard in it, and then he added them later. And I really like what it does for the deck. Alright, again, I think we're supposed to keep 2 landers. We get 3 draws towards a 3rd land, and even if we break on land 4, this hand's pretty good. Notably, I mentioned Tocatli blocks their creatures before a Venerated Loxodon, and then shuts down Venerated Loxodon, so it blocks the 1/1s very well, and is very good at keeping them 1/1s, so that's great. Okay, Flower, sure. Whatever, go ahead and play this tapped. Amara, okay. So Tocatli does not block Amara very well. Island, a little bit irritating. We really need a white source to play our good cards. Or Tocatli does not block Amara very well. Is that what I said? We can still play an Activate Treasure Map, try to find land 4. Raph can potentially ambush Amara. Sure. Yep, get your lifelink guy. Ugh. There are not very many islands in this deck, but we found them all. No attackers, just gonna go ahead and hold this back. We are in danger of being overwhelmed here. Oh, they missed their 3rd land, though. So a lot of the scariest stuff that could happen here is unlikely to happen. Like, they can't cast a Flourish or something like that. Also, when you're missing land drops, it's deceptively difficult to get the City's Blessing. Well, that's one way to get the City's Blessing. Or hit your land drops, I guess. Yep. Yeah, I figured. So we can prevent an extra damage or get a body off the table, so I'm just going to block the soldier. I'm assuming this is how they're going to attack. They seem to be thinking it over. Again, yeah. Like, they are going to lose a body anyway. Keeping the lifelink guy around isn't very important, given how the rest of their board looks. Yeah, they still don't have the City's Blessing, so the pump doesn't blow me out here. They appear to just not have an instant as well, so... Oh boy. Yeah, this is getting ugly. Would really love to find, like, planes plus settle the wreckage. Raf? No. Oh dear. I think I just pass. Again, they can't do a Loxodon, and if I can eat Amara with Raf and eat a token with Tocatli, then we can start just eating away at their board that way. Play another big blocker. We'll take some damage, but that might be okay. The 4th land, setting up Adanto, is rough for us. Sure. Alright, Raf, save me. Taking 5 here. They have the pump, I think we just lose the game. They definitely have the City's Blessing now. That would make these all 3/3s. Yeah, that's a little rough. Again, I don't think I'm going to activate Treasure Map on my upkeep. I can just play a Shalai. Okay. Exiling who? Raf? Okay. Okay, 2nd white. So now we can History of Benalia, which is as good of a blocker as Shalai, but also lets us activate Treasure Map. Try to scry towards the Settle the Wreckage. I like that. Okay. Now the onus is kind of on them. Their attacks aren't great anymore. Just doing this isn't as good in the face of History and Treasure Map. That's a start. Card is really good. We're probably going to look to Shalai this next turn, because it actually blocks these effectively. Notably, the green-white deck does not have very much removal. Green-white just doesn't have great options for that. And so getting a Conclave Tribunal out of there is great, because now if we draw like a Lyra Dawnbringer, we're in very good shape to just stick it and kind of run away with the game that way. Sure, you have a 4/4. 4/4 is fine. It's not the worst card in the world. But thank you to Tocatli Honor Guard. Ah, they apparently didn't realize exactly how this worked. Sure, end combat. Go to my turn. What do we got? Yay! My savior. Well, let's hope that they don't have another Conclave Tribunal. Next turn we can just attack with Lyra, stick Resplendent Angel, make 2 angels. Or make an angel token, but just have a very good board. Our blocks are pretty good here. Oh, our blocks are terrible. Oh no! Haha, it doesn't make the tokens. That's funny. Well, our blocks are still not incredible. Oh, please don't have a Conclave Tribunal. Please don't let that be your last card. We're so dead if they do. Oh, they're cursoring over their things that definitely... Oh, man. Yeah, those were the perfect last few cards. Oh, well. Hopefully they don't draw both Conclave Tribunals this game. If tokens were still really popular, I would think there should be more Settle the Wreckages in this deck, but I think most of the time we'll be fine with 2, plus just having the good blockers. Like, if that last Conclave Tribunal is absolutely any other card, we definitely win there, because Trostani doesn't really do anything, their attacks are pretty bad, they lose a lot of their board, and don't really get in any damage because of the 5/5 lifelink. Then on our turn, we crack in for 5, gain a bunch, then make a Resplendent Angel, which is a 4/4 lifelink, plus a 5/5 on end of turn. And at the same time, we're getting Treasure Map going to start drawing extra cards when they were firmly out of gas. So things didn't quite work out, but that's how it is. Not entirely sure why they're taking a while to sideboard this time. Our deck was kind of the same that game as the previous ones. Really glad I boarded in the Tocatli Honor Guard there. Not only is it good against the Loxodon, it's great against Tristani Discordant, and so, in addition to what I said, it just appears to be a very solid card, and definitely better than a Danto Vanguard. That said, maybe I should have thought more before resubmitting. After seeing Tristani and the fact that we lost basically entirely to Conclave Tribunals, maybe I'm supposed to leave or board in Disdainful Stroke. It gets all of those things that were problems for us, plus March of the Multitudes, so... March of the Masses, whatever it's called, the Fireball for soldiers. His hand is sweet. 2, 3, 4, Mana Works. Have our great top end, plus a good blocker. Timestream Navigator doesn't do anything, but maybe someday. Legion's Landing, sure. Resplendent Angel, great draw. Even if we miss on lands, we can just play another good blocker. I really like that animation with the clock going. Flower, sure. That's what I like to see. Spend your mana on not making a million tokens to kill me. An Amara here would be a little irritating, but nothing we can do about that. Yep, bring it on. I'll take one. Counting on this Timestream Navigator. Okay, nothing else to do with their turn. So, they're not really in a position to Honor Guard yet, so I'm just going to... Or they're not in a position to Loxodon. So I'm just going to get this going. Huh. We had another history of Benalia where we'd actually be reasonably close to getting the City's Blessing, which would be kind of funny. Oh, they look for the forest and then play a Selesnya Guildgate anyway. Interesting. Again, they don't have many creatures. Ooh, now this is fun. Because I can... Do I attack here? I think I do. I'm okay with trading one knight for the pump spell. And I'm just gonna pass. Now I can end step Wrath, and then Lyra gets Flash when Wrath is going, so... If they play more... Like, if they play a bunch of tokens this turn, I'm going to play out the Honor Guard instead. It's kind of equally irritating. Alright, Ref. Too bad he isn't a knight. Attack with these guys. If they want to trade Shalai for a 4-3, I'm fine with that. So now what do I do? Kind of want to get the Honor Guard down, stop a potential Tristani Discordant. I don't want to get a Resplendent Angel down. It doesn't really do anything though, so... Alright. The other main argument for a Resplendent Angel is if we draw a land, we can Angel plus Honor Guard, whereas now if we draw a land, we can't double Angel. If we draw a land, we probably just want to play Lyra anyway though, so... Yep, History of Benalia, sure. Kinda need to find that 5th land sooner rather than later, because if they can just start activating Shalai with all these tokens out, we are going to be in trouble. I guess I did board in Disdainful Strokes. I forgot. Okay. Well then. This is a bad spot. There's just no two ways about it. Ugh. This is really bad. Breaking on 5th land was just really awful for us. Don't have good attacks. I think the difference maker here, I'm gonna activate this, because now we have the City's Blessing. If they play a Tristani Discordant, I'm gonna take 1,000,000 damage and I'll be really unhappy. But now, if I brick next turn, I can just activate the Timestream Navigator and try again. To find, like, a Lyra or something. Because I just desperately need to really get going with these cards. Hmm. This is one of the really good things about Shalai. If they attack, I kind of need to block assuming just this is happening. But then if they have the Pride of Conquerors, which they haven't shown it yet, so maybe they're not playing it. But if they have it, then blocking as if all their creatures will be a little bigger is suddenly terrible. Huh. It's kind of a weird play to make, given that Shalai can do the same thing. If they attack like this, I'm gonna get beat up, but not too much I can do about that. Can trade knights for the little things. Yep. Everyone gets their own stuff back. Huh. So, do I take an extra turn here? I kind of don't want to because the extra turn doesn't really do anything. I think I would rather just pass, leaving up Disdainful Stroke plus Treasure Map, but I'm just so dead on that attack. Like, I think we're just kind of sunk. I think I have to get Lyra down to have any hope of coming back from this board. No attackers, because my attacks are awful. Alright. Yeah, I think that here I'm going to take a bajillion damage, and I gotta hope that Lyra Dawnbringer is good enough. Let's see what they got. This is very tense. These are like the most exciting games of Magic, where I've got my big powerful card, and if it works, I'm just gonna win the game. And if it doesn't work, I'm super, super dead. And just the tension and the anticipation. End combat, no attacks. Oh, they're scared of Settle the Wreckage. That's kind of funny. Well, unfortunately, no attacks means I can't really attack with my Lyra, which is sad. Like, I could, but then they just block and pump, and she just, like, is invalidated, and I get a bunch of angels, but I don't think that's gonna work to win the game. Huh. I could attack with this one. Yeah, I think that works. Because if they block here, they can make this a 5/6, but I can activate to make it a 6/6. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. If they have a Seal Away or the Settle the Wreckage, they can make me very unhappy here. But again, they have the inevitability. They can just keep activating this and their board will get infinitely huge. I'm the one who needs to make something happen here. So now, do I activate? Or do I just do other stuff with my turn? I think I'm okay with just going to damage, getting them pretty low. I can play another Angel, then hold up Treasure Map and Disdainful Stroke. Hold up Treasure Map is a hilarious sentence that I kind of love. Yep, sure. And now I'm threatening super lethal in the air. Oh, was that... Did I have lethal anyway? They block here. I pump up to 6. No, not quite. I should have counted the... Wait. Yeah, no, I did not have lethal. I did not count, though, so that was a mistake. Yeah. Or they block here, and then take 8 instead of 4, so they would have gone to 3. In that case, they would block here, but... Do I just stroke this? I think I do. Go away. I want my angels to be big and lifelinky. As long as we keep Lyra around, we're... even if she couldn't attack, these are still lethal, so... Best draw off the top would be a Shalai, because then but we have hexproof and our other creatures do, so no funny business with like a Seal Away or Settle the Wreckage can happen in combat. Man, I felt like we were really losing for a lot of the game, but we're kind of going to just steal this one. I suppose even if they kill Lyra, Then we attack with these, they block one of them, we pump the other up to 5, and they still die, so... Maybe a little hasty on that, but still think this is one of the worst things that could happen to us. Okay, they had another one anyway. Sure, I assume they hit Lyra, although that's not very good. They would need, like, a third one, like Conclave Tribunal me now. Alright, let's go ahead... Send in the clowns. Cool. Flyers are really good. They had the far superior board, and it meant nothing. Awesome. 2-0. Let's see where the third match goes. Alright, getting right into the third match. I was pretty worried after that second game. I'm like, oh god. Do we have the tools to win this matchup? And apparently the answer is yes. Ugh. This mana's gross, but we got 2s and 3s and a good endgame. Might just get run over and die. Probably not going to get run over by Watery Grave, but... Alright, gonna go ahead and play this tapped. We can Field of Ruin to play Adanto Vanguard next turn. And then if we ever... Oh no! Blood Erasure's so mean. Also, both control decks we've played against have been blue-black, which makes the Immortal Sun very sad, because blue-black's Planeswalkers are very bad, and so they just usually don't play any. If we played against blue-white or Jeskai, the Immortal Sun would be much better. I'm interested what they'll take here. If they don't have a Moment of Craving, it should probably just be Adanto Vanguard. If they do, it's probably the Immortal Sun. Okay. More main deck Thief of Sanity, huh? Well, alright. We haven't drawn any of our removals, so we're the ones who look silly if they just stick one here, but... Yeah. I mean, we have to try to block. If they've got a removal spell, they'll kind of run away with this, but... Not a whole lot we can do about that. Yeah. I'm telling you, viewers at home, this probably isn't a good idea. If we just had, like, our own black cards and we Moment of Craving to this, then none of their cards are high impact enough, and we just actually got to use our removal spell. Okay. Wow. Okay. They are unlikely to get enough lands to do that. Here, I'm just going to pass. If they have, like, sorcery speed removal, like the Eldest Reborn or whatever, it won't work, because we're going to flash in Wrath Capuchin. And if they have instant speed removal, whatever, it was going to work anyway. Yes! Be gone! Okay, we have weathered the storm of Thief of Sanity. Unless they play another one, but even then we'll have a bunch of flyers, we'll probably be fine. Hostage Taker. Ugh. Gross. Well, again, I'm glad they're not stealing the Immortal Sun, at least. Yeah. So this is one way you can mitigate the problems of having Thief of Sanity in your deck, is you just play more important to kill blue-black cards. I don't think Hostage Taker is quite enough by itself. Instead, I think you want to play Hostage Taker and Thief of Sanity, and then you kind of need to add another color, honestly. Like, the most success I had with it was in a Sultai deck, where I was playing the Explorer creatures, which again don't really count because your opponent they don't draw removal in the same way that these cards do, but I was also playing Midnight Reaper, which does. And so then, if I have a Midnight Reaper, even if they hold their removal for these important cards, it still doesn't really do a whole lot. Well, that's scary. That's gonna kill us really fast. Alright, Immortal Sun, what do you got? Draw us into removal spells or something, please. Probably just pay a whole bunch of life to Surveil here. 5, 6, 7, 8. They're not that far off from activating Time Stream. Land, I don't know, search for Azcanta would let them activate, and then we probably just lose. And then I sound really dumb for all the things that I've shit-talked about blue-black. That said, if we don't die to this too fast, Resplendent Angel, we already have the mana to activate it, so this could run away with the game. And we're drawing 2 cards a turn, so... No! Oh my gosh! Another Hostage Taker. This is so bad. Need an Ixalan's Binding ASAP. We only have 1 draw towards it, because they took our Immortal Sun. No attacks. Interesting. The Resplendent Angel's, like, still bugged out. It still showed its cost at 3. Well, our attacks aren't good. Our blocks aren't good, so I'm going to stick Lyra. Hope to sneak in an attack and make some angels. I think we're super dead here, because if they draw a land, which they can scry as much as they want towards one, they can just cast our Immortal Sun, and then we're basically just dead. Like, I don't know what we can do about a 7/7 Doom Whisperer. They didn't scry. Huh. Did they ban any cards last time? They did not, so maybe they already knew it was 6th land on top. Ugh. This always happens. I either praise the opponent's deck and they smash me because their deck is good, or I say, wow, this deck I think has some problems and could be built a little better, to which they say, no it isn't, my deck is perfect. Just play all the right cards and win very easily. Ugh! No Ixalan's Bindings. I am surprised they killed Lyra there. I just think if they get this down, then... Well, they didn't have the 6th land. I think they should have looked for it. Well, I'm gonna play out the cards that are in my deck. They've got a Ritual of Soot, whatever, the game's over. But the game was already really over. Yep. Stick for a land, play the Immortal Sun. Just get it over with. Yep. And now they have the City's Blessing. Oh my. Please attack with your Doom Whisperer. No? Okay. Man, we're just completely losing the game to all of our own cards. Alright, I'm gonna give them a chance to do something silly here. If they untap, they just get to take an extra turn. Like, we're basically just dead in the air. Ooh, boy. I haven't lost to their cards just line up perfectly against our cards quite this badly in a while. Maybe I'm supposed to wait until the next turn to do this, but yeah. The Immortal Sun plus taking extra turns plus all that, that is not remotely winnable. Alright, blue-black. Teferi, get in here. Disdainful Stroke, get in here. What's bad? Seal Away is bad. Well, Seal Away's kinda bad. Maybe I want the Seal Aways for the Thief of Sanities. Settle the Wreckage is probably bad. They're not attacking with that many. Resplendent Angel's kinda bad. It just dies to removal, 1/1. Maybe just go with the 2 normal Seal Aways. I'm also possibly supposed to board out the Navigators instead of the Angels. Just because the Navigator doesn't do anything. Like, if I have 10 permanents, I'm probably doing okay anyway. I'll go with this. I don't completely love how this sideboard is set up against blue-black. Particularly blue-black with stuff. Like, maybe I just want all 4 bindings in the 75. Be able to get the Thieves of Sanity and the Hostage Takers and all that. Alright. Let's hope that this game goes a little better. Wouldn't mind 3-0ing with this deck. This deck is fun. I will play first. Playing first is great. This hand is also great. Meandering River is so sad, except when it is your land on 1, since this deck has no 1-drops, because then it's just great. Then it handles our blue, our planes let us play our other cards. Only way this hand is really bad is a Thief of Sanity, but we've established that we're just not really set up to beat that, so whatever. Yep, Thought Erasure. This card is a serious jerk, but not too much we can do about that. Notably, if we get Shalai down, they have to remove it before they can cast further Thought Erasures, but my opponents always seem to have exactly one of these on turn 2 and then never draw another one. As someone who has cast a lot of Thoughtseizes, it's not usually how it works. Yep, mess up our curve, that's fine. Now we're extra dead with Thief of Sanity, because we can't just race it. I even left my Angels in. Maybe we can draw a 3-drop. Cast down is very bad against our hand. Alright, Adanto. I wish you would have been last turn, but I'll take what I can get. Thief. No, okay. Hey, something different. Board it, or they bend just one, keeping the other. Okay. Well, that's a good guard. Yeah, your move, opponent. Well, I'm gonna play this guy. Take one of our other cards. That's fine. This is sweet when you board in counter spells. It's kind of magical Christmas land, like everything needs to be going right anyway, but getting to have flash powerful creatures and counter spells at the same time is awesome. Alright, well, I was just complaining about that, but they also drew the 3 Thought Erasures when they were still good, instead of drawing them later. I think I just play this. I don't want to... If they want to play like a Disinformation Campaign and get my Disdainful Stroke, I'd rather have the lands in play to keep playing my good cards. Alright, that has 1 target in our whole deck, but sure. Let's hope they don't have another one. 2-turn clock, removal spell for... interaction spell for a lot of their best cards. Nope! Oh boy. Might have to board out Adanto Vanguard. They really don't want to lose to that card. Nothing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep attacking with this guy. Hope that they don't have a Vraska's Contempt. Well, actually, we have a removal spell, or a counter for one of those. Sure. You got my Seal Away. I guess we should... No, we've got 6 drops in our deck. Wow, okay. I'm stunned that these decks don't... I'm stunned that these decks work, honestly. Because when you've got Doom Whisperer, and Thief of Sanity, and Hostage Taker, and Disinformation Campaign, and Discovery, it's like, how do you have enough reactive cards? Like, how do you properly control the game when you have all of this stuff that... Like, if their hand is just Campaign plus Whisperer plus Hostage Taker plus Thief, like, Mono Red is just going to kill them. They're just dead by getting run over. Alright, so they do not want to lose to Adanto Vanguard, so we're going to get rid of those. Negates seem like they are probably good. Maybe a couple Sealaways. They didn't show any creatures that time, though, so I suspect that they boarded a lot of them out. We still need to leave our a few Sealaways in to... No, we just, like, don't have enough cards. Maybe we have to keep in a couple of Dantos anyway? Yeah, like, we just don't have enough cards to board in, but I think if I were reworking this deck, one of the things I would do is find room for Ixalan's Binding 3 and 4 to have that be my card that I board in when, like, the rest of our deck is so resilient against Moment of Craving and Fungal Infection, we can very easily make those cards blank out of the opponent's deck by just boarding the Adantos out. And so if we have other good cards to board in, bleh. Ugh, this hand sucks, but whatever. Hopefully their play on 3 is a disinformation campaign. Alright, sure. But yeah, if we can blank Moment of Craving and Fungal Infection, then it would be great to do so. Like, that game, they drew one of each, and so if we just hadn't had the Adantos... Yeah, I figured this might be coming. Oh well. Would have really liked to have a negate. If they have a disinformation campaign and we don't have a clock, they're just gonna run away with the game. Huh. Did not counter, or did not take the counter. Maybe they have a Thief of Sanity? Either way, we can hold up negate this turn, and the next turn, treasure map and activate. We're not, like, losing any ground there. Not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna treasure map. They appear to be stumbling on blue, so I just want to find something to do as soon as possible. Okay. Well, none of their scary cards can come down without blue mana, except for Doom Whisperer, but... sure. This, again, means we're shields down on negate, but we get to get one of our good cards going and still activate treasure map. Try to find a 5th land for Lyra next turn. Discovery, sure. They left both on top. Okay. Yep. Blue mana. Oh, please don't. Okay. More acceptable. A disinformation campaign would have been very rough there. Let's see what they take. I'm interested. So now we got pressure on board, possible source of card advantage. They've got no board and only 3 cards in hand, and our hand is pretty good, so I think one of their powerful proactive cards, like a Doom Whisperer, could kind of run away with this, but we are otherwise prepared to play a long game. Them stumbling on blue for so long was very helpful. Well, we just kind of sat here and didn't do anything. We made land drops, though. That's one thing our deck really, really wants to do. Okay, taking the negate, so we got something powerful. What we got? I'm actually gonna leave that on top. Keep our pressure on board. We can flash this guy in, and then, like, hold up Helm of the Host plus treasure map. Yeah, sure. You have eaten my guys. Alright, Raph, let's do this. Meandering River. Not perfect, but it's fine. We'll see what they do. Kind of tempted if they tap out to just flash in Helm of the Host, get this going, and start making 3/3s. Can also just get it down, play Lyra, and if she doesn't die, then we do the infinite Lyra plan again. Looks like they might be concerned about Raph, though. Might be just killing him. If they do kill him, I'd probably just activate Treasure Map, be ready to start drawing cards. We could even activate Treasure Map and just give up one of the treasures to get the Helm down. Maybe drawing 2 cards off this is enough. I don't know, though. It's hard to turn... When you say you can spend an entire card to get 1 extra mana, and you're not playing Storm, it's a little suspicious. Okay. Resolves. I think I'm just gonna get this down. Let us go, Helm. Alright, so now we can play Lyra and also leave up treasure map. Yeah, sounds good to me. Now they're incentivized to leave up mana. Leave up mana and not attack. We're ahead on life, so we're kind of okay there. We can activate treasure map, and if they ever tap out, we're just going to start making angels. And even if they don't tap out and just threaten removal on our creatures, then we can be drawing cards with treasure map, so I don't love that this happened, and I think they are probably a little bit advantaged, but we have the tools to possibly win this game if they play sloppily or don't quite have everything they need. That said, Doom Whisperer is very good at making sure you draw exactly what you need. That also said, they can't go that low, because, like, we've got 2 attackers, they only have 1 blocker. Alright, they've been to 2 swamps there, which incentivizes them to pay more life. Hell, if we just, like, treasure map into another History of Benalia, pressure them that way. In 1 card, keep the other on top, so they found something good. Go on Catacomb, sure. Yuck. This card is such a beating. I desperately want 4 Ixalan's Binding in our deck. Wow, and Helm of the Host on Doom Whisperer would probably just be the game. Okay. Instead they pick Lyra, which is still probably just the game if they do it, but... Ooh boy. That said, again, they can't really pressure to end the game here, because we just threatened to stick this onto Wrath and crack for 6 in the air. Alright, what do we got? Well... Alright, and I just talked about how this pains me, but another Lyra is another Lyra. Especially because we can attack with this one this turn and their blocks are bad. Oh, that really hurt to give up all of the treasures from our thing, but I think getting a second Lyra down was extremely important. Now, even if they have a removal spell for this one, we just stick the Helm over here and again keep making Lyras. What, do they have a kill spell? Moment of Craving, maybe? Fungal Infection. Yeah, that works too. Alright. Well, maybe this card isn't completely dead if we don't draw Danto Vanguard. Maybe there are exceptions. Alright, now... I got a little hasty there. Their life was getting low enough that I thought I could sneak in some damage. They kept both on top. Probably means they have a removal spell for our second Lyra and the game's just kind of over. Which sucks, but that's how it goes. Yeah, another Hostage Taker. Man! Ugh! The fact that we're just losing to this card is so frustrating. It's so fragile. Like, we just have anything. Like, that we're just kind of screwed with the way our deck is set up. And it makes me want to, like, play another color. Like, if we just had black and we just had Vraska's Contempts in our deck, and we could just be getting rid of this. Man! Now that is just an insult. That is just making fun of us. Losing the game to 4 drops and then draw Disdainful Stroke. Do we even counter this, or do we just let them have it and try to steal the game with our other good cards? Like, I think this is whatever. Well, that's a start. Oh, this even leaves up Disdainful Stroke? That's kind of funny. I don't think I want to lose the game to another Fungal Infection. Let's wait it out, draw 2 cards a turn, hope that can win us the game. Notably, this takes 9 mana to get going, so... Well, that is very, very mean. No, it was the other game that they played 3. It's like, is that the 4th one? Oh, come on! Oh my god, this is so absolutely ridiculous. We even have the Disdainful Stroke ready. They hit Thought Erasure on exactly the right turn, and... Alright, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. Infinite Hostage Takers plus infinite get rid of your reactive cards is good enough for me. Okay, well. So what would I change about this deck? First instinct, if I were going to play blue-white, definitely get more Ixalan's Bindings in. It is absurd that a deck with controlling elements is losing to a 4-mana 2/3 this badly. So, no more of that. Definitely make sure that that stops happening. Second thing I would try is I would try an Esper deck. Just have actual removal, be able to play Cast Downs or Vraska's Contempt, have that be our way to not lose to this. Like, Cast Down also would have just let us win the game a million turns earlier, because we were so cold to this 6/6. Like, why is a blue-white control-ish deck just losing to a 5-mana 6/6? That screams that that shouldn't be happening to me. Anywho, if you enjoyed this deck and you want to see more videos like this, I would love it if you can subscribe to the channel. It helps make sure that other people see the content, as well as make sure you don't miss anything. That's all for today. Thank you.